Hi, this is the We Are Whitley podcast. I'm Louise.
And I'm Katie.
And we're your hosts.
So we're both Year 12 students at Whitley. And this podcast is something new, something no one has done before. And we're both extremely excited to start this project, which has been in the planning for a very long time.
It has been. So it's good to finally get it done.
Yeah, and we hope you'll like it too.
Definitely.
Why are we doing this podcast?
The real reason is to kind of interact with the lower school, to teach them what sixth form's about and what we do today daily.
Yeah, but not only sixth form, but to give our experiences that we've been through from year 7 up to year 11 up until now.
The highs, the lows, and what we've learnt from that.
And therefore to share useful, unique and personal advice that could help you to have a better time here and to give you a great understanding of not only the academic aspects but also the social aspects,
which is also
sixth form.
Very important.
Yes, we just want to offer you something refreshing, something innovative.
That's not just an assembly standing at the front with a teacher saying, do this to revise, do this to revise.
So it's much more relatable through this way, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I really wish I had this sort of platform to engage into when I was in the younger years.
That's the thing, we want you to also be engaged. So we're going to be opening a system where you can input questions and then we'll try and answer them within the next episode.
Or future episodes,
yeah. And that can be about absolutely anything.
Anything you can think of, we'll be happy to answer them as long as they're appropriate.
Yeah, of course. Okay, but exam advice, friendship advice, anything really.
Now we're going to talk about where you can actually find our podcast.
It's going to be on the school website. It's on the front page.
Yes, it's very easily accessible. You can easily see where it is.
You can see our gorgeous faces
on our thumbnail.
Smiling away.
And we also have promotional posters around the school.
The posters are also saying that it's available on the school website if you forget.
So, content. Obviously, the title of our podcast is We Are Whitley. It's a massive umbrella that includes many topics that we plan on discussing in future episodes, but it's going to be focused around school, evidently. We're going to be offering you advice, academically, experiences to, get you through school and to just, discuss interesting topics. And one massive part of it is
also economics. As we'll talk about a bit later on, we both study economics, and so we feel it's right because we both have a passion and a drive.
I love economics, and because I think it's very important to really broaden your knowledge on the wider world.
Exactly.
And to develop the ability to view things in many different perspectives.
Yeah.
We're not going to be talking about the dull economics stuff with complicated graphs and diagrams and curves. It's going to be like the fun, theoretical content.
Theoretical sounds boring, but it's not.
It's actually quite fascinating.
Yeah. It really shows the mechanisms of the world we live in today.
Yes.
And it can answer any question that you have simply.
I love economics because it allows me to see how the world functions behind the scenes. It teaches me why this is set up like this. It may sound foreign and unfamiliar, but we're here to just introduce it to everyone.
Yeah, definitely.
In an interesting
way. Interesting, easy, accessible way. Leading on from that, really, like Katie was saying, we do want to open your eyes to the wider world. And through that, we'll also possibly discuss current affairs. So when Brexit when Brexit was occurring, talk about Brexit.
I think Brexit will be a hot topic.
Exactly. And obviously we're not really going to share deep, rooted
political views
or anything. It's just going to be lighthearted and just informing you on what's happening in today's world.
Because I think it's so important to really know what's happening around you.
I have a very deep passion for the thought that if kids in the future learn more about Brexit within their history lessons than we currently learn in our day-to-day lives within school, that's a massive issue because it's the world we live in today. And a highlight of our school journey that we're very excited to introduce you to is our UCAS process. I wouldn't say I'm excited, but
it's daunting for us, but I think it's going to be quite exciting thing to share with you guys our experience with applying to universities, which we're going to do in about 4 or 5 months' time. Oh God. extending on to year 13.
Exactly.
And we'll talk about applying to university and what exactly UCAS is in our next episode.
Yeah. Speaking of sixth form, what do you study in sixth form, Katie?
So for A-level, I'm doing maths, further maths, economics and geography. What about you?
I'm doing history, geography and economics.
So both take geography and economics. What do you want to do at uni in the future?
I'm pretty set on a history degree at university.
What uni are you thinking of?
Have a go at Oxbridge, see what happens there, not really expecting much. Probably Durham or Warwick, Bristol, Exeter, Manchester, Sheffield, York, Russell Group universities, which is something we'll also talk about
in our next episode. I'm really keen on studying economics at university. I love it so much. I really want to study economics at Cambridge, and then I'm also going to apply to London School of Economics, then Bristol or like Exeter, and I don't really know what other unis, but we'll cross the bridge when we come to it in a few months' time.
Exactly, we'll say what unis we applied for.
Yeah, we'll definitely take you on journey with us.
Yeah.
So what job do you want to get in the future?
I would love to be one of those boring history people on the documentaries being like, James I did this. And
wow.
I would love it. But obviously that's not very realistic.
Would you want like an office job or like a self-employed job?
Okay, my life goal. I'll probably do history degree, conversion to law, which is something we can also talk about possibly.
Oh yeah?
And then get a job as a lawyer. And then possibly set up my own business in some form.
Well, that's very cool.
Yeah, that's kind of my dream. Katie?
My conventional answer would be just to work in a financial services company or a big banking/investment firm. But if I were to be really ambitious, I'd say, I don't know, possibly to work in the government under the economics sector/department, where I can like manage and publish different economic policies and just really solve problems in our real world economy. And
that'd be so cool.
I mean, yeah, it's not going to happen because I think that's going to be really hard, but you know, it's just
it might
a remote ambition.
Someone has to do it.
Good. God. Oh, actually, working for the Bank of England wouldn't be a bad idea.
Mark Carney, he came to Whitley.
I could be the next Mark Carney. You never know.
Wow. Well, you're not Canadian, a man, so...
A man in his position. Well, a woman in this position.
I wonder if there's ever been a female governor
well,
of the Bank of
perhaps I'll break the
England.
history.
There we go. You could make
That's my ultimate goal.
That's cool. Okay, so we're obviously quite ambitious, but what were your past ambitions? Was there some really cool job that you wanted to do?
Right, I went through this phase of just wanting to do everything. When I used to live in China, on like buses, on public buses, it was like 10 years ago, you didn't have an automatic, bus ticket machine thing.
Sure.
You'd have like an actual person walking up and down the
bus
that's
cool.
To like sell you tickets.
Sure.
And to check if you have a ticket with you. I used to really want to be this person, like a bus ticket seller, just to sell tickets.
That's so cute.
I was clearly very ambitious.
Obviously.
And I also really badly wanted to be a teacher for a really long time. I'd say like for years when I used to be 6 or 7. Because I used to really like to teach, to pass on my great wisdom and knowledge, evidently. I used to sit my teddy bears on my sofa, and I used to like stand in front of them and just talk to them about what I learned in school that day.
That's really cute.
And I'd give them names and then pick on them for them to answer the question I asked. It was kind of weird, but I no longer want to be a teacher. So what about you?
I mean, a few years ago, I wanted to go into quantum mechanics. And
I remember
physics.
that period.
Yeah, which it wasn't that long ago. So that was in year 11.
Yeah, like
so I could have chose really science and maths based subjects. But I went down the humanities route, which is really weird.
I remember like she was always that keen one in physics a few years ago.
I do still love physics, but it's just
Oh god,
too
A-level
tricky.
physics. I don't even do it, but I can feel the pain of doing A-level physics. Trust
No,
me.
because some of them might want to do A-level physics.
actually-
it's fine. You'll survive.
You don't even do it. Shut up.
Yeah, no, but you would so.
Just speaking of A-level physics, we're going to bring in guest hosts in the future.
From different subjects.
From
so
different
not
subject
just
areas.
physics. Not going to drown you in physics. even though I'd quite like it.
We can then ask them to share with all of you their different experiences with subjects, which will be especially helpful for those of you who are applying to sixth form
Yeah,
currently or in the future.
exactly.
So, this is our first episode, which is just to simply introduce to you
Say
about
hello.
our podcast and who we are, what we do, and
Yeah, our next episode is already up. And
it's
that's about
on
sixth form.
all about sixth form, everything you can think about.
what it is, what you can do.
Yes, everything you can think
Just,
of.
it's
Yeah.
that.
So, we really hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you in the future.
Aw. Bye-bye.
Bye.